Hi, welcome to the Elopement Field Guide series, where I help you plan a day that actually feels good and feels like you. Today we're talking about something that's wildly underrated when we're talking about elopement, shoes. Because even on the easiest trails in Moab, there's no sidewalks.
If you've never been to Moab, you might not realize just how different the terrain really is. And if you've never heard the term slick rock, like I had never before I'd ever been to Moab, I didn't realize that it wasn't just a slippery rock. But actually it's not, at least when it's dry. Here's what people don't realize. It's slanted, it's uneven, it's textured and constantly changing. You're often stepping from rock to sand to dirt, sometimes all within a few steps. And if it rains, it's very slippery, completely different story. So when I'm talking about what kind of footwear would be best to wear for your Moab elopement, I'm keeping the slick rock in mind because it's everywhere. It's not exactly that I'm worried that you're gonna have some dramatic trip. It's about stability, because Moab doesn't come with handrails. And the prettiest spots usually require a bit of adventure to get there.
So now that you know about the terrain, let's talk about what you should and shouldn't wear when it comes to your Moab elopement.
So these hiking boots are probably the gold standard for boots for Moab. They have real tread, ankle support, and stability. One of my tips is that if it doesn't have grip, it doesn't get an invite.
Another great option would be trail runners or an athletic type shoe. They are a great option if you want something that's a little bit lighter weight and a little less hot and can breathe a little bit more. They still have grip, but just a little less ankle support. So something to consider when you are thinking about navigating that tricky terrain.
All right, so let's talk about what not to wear for a Moab elopement for a moment. Can anyone say the heels? Moab is a slanted rock, sandy, and uneven terrain location. This is a parking lot shoe, not something that you wear on an adventure elopement. All right, so we also have open-toed flats. Super cute. Protective? No. There's sand, there's sharp edges, there is heat in the summer. Your toes deserve better. How about a smooth-soled boot? If there's no tread, there's no grip. Moab is not the place to test your balance. Dress shoes with flat bottoms. This is for cocktails, not cliffs.
When it comes right down to it, pretty is great, but I have no plans on letting you limp down that aisle. Stable wins every time. If you wouldn't hike 2 miles in home and legs, don't hike 2 miles on your elopement day in them.
All right, now that we've talked about what you should or shouldn't wear for your elopement in Moab, let's talk about the things that people don't always think about. When you're considering getting married in the summer, slick rock can be very, very hot. It's actually kind of like a griddle. Your feet will thank you for having some thick soles. Number 2, the sand gets everywhere, which is something that you may not expect. But it is the desert. So it's soft and coarse and finds its way into the nooks and crannies, your socks, your shoes, your shoelaces, everywhere that you might not think of. Another thing to think about is that a lot of the terrain is slanted, and so it can fatigue your ankles. So you want to have something with some good support around your ankle to make sure that when you're bending and twisting and adjusting to the rocks and the different terrain, that it's there to support you. All right, so if you're really set on having some really cute heels or some dress shoes for the men, then that's totally great. Like, let's keep it to the ceremony. Let's pack them in our backpacks and bring them along, and then that way when you are ready for the ceremony and for your portraits, you can slip them on and then get back into your comfortable hiking shoes and that are comfortable and safe for you.
At the end of the day, your shoes should support your adventure, not steal from. Be thinking about your vows and your time together, not the blisters on your feet. If you're planning a Moab elopement and you want someone that knows it inside and out, I'd love to help you create an intentional and wonderful wedding day.